My monthly payment is $1,282.38, and the finance charge portion of the very first payment was $600. All right, guys, so unfortunately, it's time to sell my brand new 2023 C8 Corvette that I picked up a few months ago. I know, I'm bummed too. Well, I think most of you guys don't really care. You guys are probably mostly here for the truck content, and I realize that, so I've cut back on the C8 content a little bit, but either way, dude, it's been a dream car of mine to have. The only reason why I was able to buy this car was I justified it by, you know, putting it on Turo. This was mainly for a new business. I wanted to try Turo really bad, and I'm glad I did. But for a number of reasons, I'm going to be selling the C8 Corvette pretty soon here, along with the Jeep, my entire Turo fleet. Overall, I think just the direction the car market's heading is the main reason why I need to get out of this car sooner than later. Also, the interest on this car is really, really high. We are living in pretty crazy times. The number of repos daily, I think, is up to like 20,000 cars daily, which is worse than the Great Recession of 2008. Inflation's high, price of everything is so expensive, rents are going up, mortgages are going up, everything is going up. I think one in, was it 5 or 6? I think it's 1 in 6 people have a car loan of over a car payment of over $1,000 a month, which is absolutely insane. All right, let's close the garage door because, as you guys know, this cold start is pretty violent. Woo! All right, welcome to Phillips Auto. Guess we'll pull up right here. All right, so as you guys can see there on the consignment menu, they want 7% if the car sells for between $75,000 and $1 and $100,000. And they were thinking they can sell mine for about $79,000 to $81,000, which means I would net somewhere in the ballpark of probably $72,000, $73,000. Carbon wheels on this thing?
Yeah, look at it.
Wow.
Only like 20 of these.
Check it out inside. Oh my gosh. Look at all that carbon. All right. Cool people here for sure, but didn't get the offer I want. Z06 is actually used. So it's got 5,000 miles on it. And they were saying the original owner paid $200,000 for it. So pretty crazy. And now we're about to hop in the Jeep. As you guys know, I'm selling the Jeep as well as the Corvette. Heading over to the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership. And as you guys can see, a ton of Jeeps right there chilling. Just sitting there. Getting that appraisal done. Check this thing out. All right, so we're out of here now. They offered me $25,000 for my Jeep. That's pretty bad. As you guys know, I got a $30,000 offer already. So now we're at Chevrolet. They got 2 C8s parked out front. While the Jeep gets appraised, let's cruise back here and check out their new truck inventory. We got Silverados as far as the eye can see. So inventory is up. Over here, little Colorado right there. All right, the appraisal is complete. $28,000 offer for the Jeep. Welcome to CarMax. Now they don't allow filming here, so I'm gonna leave you guys in the car for a minute. But anyways, I have a $28,000 offer now at the Chevrolet dealership, which I'm obviously not going to be accepting because I already have a $30,000 offer, which I'd obviously take over $28,000. Duh. You have a lot of inventory here though too. A lot of cars here, a lot of stock. And just like that, we have the appraisal from CarMax for $27,000. Show you guys a resourceful tool I use called caredge.com, and you can search by make and model and trims, mileages. You can get pretty specific on there on your search, and then you can do by VIN as well. So I have mine by make and model. I did Jeep Sahara 2019 to 2022. Because the 2018s also have the JK body style in the 2018, so I did 2019 just to make it all JL body styles. Sahara, the V6 and automatic, and that comes up with an 100-mile radius of where I'm at, 12 matches. So it shows you how many days it's been on the market. So here it says 15 days on the market. This one has 98,000 miles, and I sorted it by price, lowest to highest. So 31,789 for a 2019 with 98,000 miles. This one here seems pretty comparable to mine. It has, I think, a lift on it, some wheels, and also a Sahara like I chose, and 76,000 miles, very close to mine, which has 75,000 miles, asking 33,790 bucks, but it's been on the market for 53 days. Scrolling down, this one has 101,000 miles, 23 days on the market, asking $34,900. All right, so we're back home now. This video has been filmed over the last like 3 days, so sorry when I put it together, it's just a complete mess. But anyways, let's address one thing really quick though, by the way, and that's that obviously by going to dealerships, trying to sell it to a dealership, we're not going to get the best value for the cars I'm trying to sell or any car in general. They are middlemen. They need to resell your car to the public, and they are going to offer you a lot less for your vehicle so they can make some money on it, especially by going to a consignment place, because as you guys saw, the one I went to, and they all might be different. I have no experience going to consignments. I'm sure some are a flat rate. I'm sure some are commission. I don't know, but if you guys have experience with that, drop a comment down below, let me know. But the one I went to, it would be the price point my car falls under would be a 7% cut. So that's a lot of money right there. And on top of that, a $595 detailing fee as well. Thought I would humor the idea a bit, but at the same time, it seems like a pretty bad idea, because the main reason why I want to get out of the Corvette sooner than later isn't only because of the direction the car market is heading, but because my interest rate is really high now. I'll be honest with you guys, I definitely got excited when I bought the Corvette. I justified buying it by, I had this idea of starting a Turo business. And so I bought the C8 Corvette, and they seem to rent pretty well on Turo. In fact, it went out yesterday for a 3-day rental as well, so it is renting. I didn't really do the smart thing. I'm being totally honest. Like, I know it was a bad idea, and I already knew the direction the market was heading, and interest rate was high, but dude, it's higher than, I'm paying more than I actually kind of thought I would. I didn't do like a super good breakdown on what I'd be paying in finance charges every single month. I had blinders on because it's such a cool car, I really wanted it. And I was like, well, I can buy this and make it make sense and put it on Turo, and it's all good. But I think I'm kind of coming to my sort of realization here that that wasn't really a wise move at all. Wholesale numbers are going down, supply is going up, demand is going down. With interest rates being as high as they are, people can't even borrow money for cars right now. Like, it's just insane. And like I said, 1 in 6 people are paying over $1,000 a month for their car note. That's absolutely insane. That's like a mortgage at this point, dude. Like, it's absolutely insane times right now. So I need to get rid of the Corvette as soon as possible. I'm gonna tell you guys right now what I paid so far just in finance charges alone. But also with wholesale prices going down, retail follows that. Prices are going down. With supply going up, people can't even get cars. Things are gonna have to start getting really competitive. In fact, Tesla dropped the prices of their cars recently, and I think Ford did too, on the Lightning. I think it was something like $10,000 less. Anyways, yes, prices are gonna start coming down, and it's gonna be very incentivized for them to do that, because when you have all these vehicles on dealership lots, then they're paying interest on those. They need to get rid of those sooner than later, because they're paying interest on those cars the same way I am on my Corvette. The longer I have it, the more interest I'm paying. We're already seeing price cuts, right? Prices are going to keep getting more and more competitive to get rid of this inventory and, to work with people that are having trouble, getting financed. There was a time when banks were lending money out to people at this, insane loan to value ratio with these markups, and you have all the fees attached to it as well. A good loan to value ratio is 100%, right? But let's just say for square numbers, and I paid a markup on my Corvette too, and the fees attached to it. I put $5,000 down, and I financed the rest, including my $3,500 markup on the car, and then the licensing fees, taxes, and all that stuff, including and then the car on top of that. All that put me at an upside down loan to value ratio. Now let's just say for square numbers, the car is worth $100,000, but I have a loan out on it for $125,000 because my markup, my fees, all the stuff associated to what I paid for on the car on top of the base price of the car. There's the price of the car itself, then all the fees that you finance in there as well. That means I'm upside down $25,000. I don't have a $125,000 loan in the car. I'm just saying, for easy numbers, I'm upside down $25,000. Now, if I stop making payments because, well, look where look where everything's going. The price of everything is going up. Like all the cost of goods, the gas, everything, the insurance just went up. Like everything, it's so expensive to just survive now. And what's the first thing to go when people can't afford stuff? Their car payment before feeding their family or, paying for the roof over their head, they're going to let go of the car note. That's the first thing to go. So it really shows that people were doing okay at one point. Probably the stimulus money really helped. Everyone went out and just kind of bit off more than they can chew. That's why all the repos are skyrocketing. And what's crazy too, and I'm assuming that the wholesale prices being lower, obviously because there's a lot more cars dumped onto the used market now with all these repos, there's going to be a flux of used cars now hitting the market, which makes everything more competitive. But I'd have to assume that a lot of people tend to retaliate when their car is getting repoed. They probably, and this does happen pretty often, smash the windows, key it up, to kind of stick it to the bank for, taking the car back, which they see it coming. So that doesn't help anything at all either with the value of, the overall wholesale pricing of cars. Banks are getting a lot tighter with lending. They're not giving out money to, everyone at a 150% loan to value ratio anymore. They're not giving out uncollaterable money to that degree anymore. Say they took back your car that's now worth, $50,000. They loaned you, 80 grand on it, and you made a couple of payments. They have to go and try to recoup their losses over at the, the auction. Everything is kind of just really uncertain and just changing too quick. And it makes me feel really uncomfortable to own such an expensive car at such a high interest rate right now as well. So the Corvette is the #1 priority for me to just get rid of, and then I'll work on the Jeep, although the Jeep is doing pretty good on Turo, and I kind of want to see that through. I did make the mistake, by the way, with Turo of buying going in the deep end pretty much. I should have bought something more practical because the Corvette is more of a novelty, right? Like people will rent it, experience it for a day or 2 days, maybe a few days at most, and then it's like, okay, cool. But I'm just being honest, I let the emotions get the best of me, and I went and bought this cool car that I really wanted, and I was like, well, while it rents out, great, and then when it's downtime, I get to have it, and if it rents out for X amount of days a month, then the rest of the month is free ownership pretty much. But anyways, overall, I think it's probably a smart move for me to get rid of that car, and then I'm going to get rid of the Jeep as well. Then it leaves one open spot in the garage for something to come pretty soon. I have a vision right now going on in my head, and we're gonna execute that pretty soon here. And yeah, coming soon. All right, so I have a beginning balance of $84,360.30. That is the loan amount I have initially on the Corvette before the cancellations. I canceled my warranty and a couple other, protection package whatnots. My monthly payment is $1,282.38, and the finance charge portion of the very first payment was $693.09. Are you kidding me? That's, just to be clear, that's what I paid in just interest. The principal, which is what pays down the actual loan amount on the car, was $589.29. So of $1,282.38, $589 of that went to the actual principal balance of my loan. That's absolutely insane, dude. Call me an idiot. I deserve it. Call me an idiot right now. Still waiting. Drop your comments down below. I'm an absolute fool for doing this. Payment number 2, also $1,282.38. The finance charge on that month was $508 even. The principal amount that went into the account was $774.38. So my total finances paid in 2 months was $1,201.09. That's how insane it is right now to go and buy a car. Obviously, this is a giant loan amount. Not every car is gonna be $84,000, but hey, at the same time, I mean, look around. How many cars nowadays are under $30,000? That percentage of vehicles nowadays for under $30,000 has lowered. It's almost like manufacturers nowadays are saying, forget the middle class person. We are only targeting the high paying clients. That seems to be what's going on here, is manufacturers are focusing on just making very expensive vehicles nowadays. My interest rate on the Corvette, by the way, is 7.1%. I'm not proud of it, but 7.1% is that's like keep you broke forever rates. Imagine like when half of what I'm paying monthly goes towards the principal, how negative you wind up. That's absolutely, what happens when you go to find another, maybe more like, practical car. You are maybe someone who's struggling to make ends meet now, given the, just the inflation and everything that you have to pay for nowadays, and you want to get into something more reasonable. How's that going to happen when you're super upside down and you don't have the money to, pay off that negative equity? You want to get something else, you're kind of in a tough spot. There's a good thing to all this though, with the interest being so high, and that's that it'll drive down the demand for vehicles. So everything should start coming down and make it more of a buyer's market. I'll be honest, I'm cool selling it. It was a great accomplishment buying it. I really enjoyed it. And, you know, I drove it a lot. I have been driving it a lot. I really do enjoy it, as unpractical as a car as it really is. I would rather, honestly, after owning it for a little while, I'd rather deal with the unpracticalness of the Tundra than the Corvette, if I'm being totally honest. If I had to choose one or the other to like overpay for, I'm paying for the Tundra all day long and dealing with all of the what comes with, you know, driving something that's unpractical. Parking in the garage isn't like the easiest thing in the world. Like, there are some times where I'm like, I need one thing from the store, but do I want to pull the truck out of the garage? I'll just go tomorrow when I have two things to do. It's not hard by any means, but it's just not like a no-brainer. Like, I couldn't give my keys to Cindy and be like, yeah, pull the truck out of the garage. Like, it's not that easy. Unpracticality, if that's the right word. You know, me and Grammar don't get along very well. I was actually looking at the new Colorado when I was at the Chevy dealership. That thing's pretty sweet. I don't know. I'll give you guys a little teaser for now. Yvette's truck, the old Tacoma, the Gen 1 Tacoma, might be something to consider in the very near. Just imagine Tundra and then an old Tacoma in the garage, both wrapped, both on a little lift, little wheels and tires, a little something extra. I'm just thinking out loud, that's all. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. See you guys soon. Peace.